This is Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, welcoming a first-timer. She is so lovely and bright, just brightening up this studio this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the lovely Dr. Kelly Brown. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so honored to be here as we are getting ready for the new school year.
Yes.
And you serve as a master teacher for the Texas Teachers Academy.
Yes.
And so tell us about the Texas Teachers Academy. What is it that you all do? Is it kind of like a union or something?
No. No, Texas Teacher Academy is a face-to-face and online director, administrator credential program. Oh. So for people who are interested in getting their director's certificate to work as a director or own a daycare center, we're able to assist you to get your credentials so that you can take on that leadership role and help the children in our state.
Oh, so that's dope.
Yeah.
I didn't know that such services were offered, but I guess that's why you're here.
Yes, absolutely.
That is why you're here. So tell us about how many Texas minority kids are being underserved in education.
So when you think about it, in every space, whether we're looking at rural, urban, or suburban, which we have lots of in Texas, that you consistently see these what they call achievement gaps between African American and whites or Hispanics and whites. Over the last, let's say, 21 years from 1992 to 2013, we're able to close that gap about 6 points. And so, but we still have students that are underachieving in each space. And the reason that I sometimes pause when I use the word achievement gap is because when we're looking at achievement, we're really defining it in terms of what the school system expects students to be able to do and not actually those sometimes life skills that will help each child to be successful. So a lot of times I like to use the term opportunity gaps. And so what I try and do is make sure that from early childhood to PK through 12 and in colleges as well, is that we're able to create those opportunities for each and every child to be successful in their particular spaces.
Oh, that's amazing. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Dr. Kelly Brown, who is the founder of the Texas Teachers Academy. Can we talk about the current state of education in this country?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know why I feel as if they're trying to dead education, or at least education is only going to be available for, it's kind of like the whole haves and have-nots syndrome that, we have right now. I look at the Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, and what she is not doing.
Yes.
And then I look at someone like LeBron James,
what he is doing,
just opened up an entire school for third and fourth graders.
Right.
And with everything that comes along with it. I mean, he's done more for education than the secretary has done.
Right.
Your thoughts on the attack on education for our kids?
Well, part of me wants to say that I don't know if education is necessarily being attacked as opposed to we're continuing to do the same thing that we've always done. And it hasn't necessarily gotten results for years. But when people are used to a certain way or used to put into a box, so this is the way things should go, that we just continue it. And the results are that we continue to see, like I said, that underachievement of all students that we should be doing, not only as a country, but specifically, my goal is to affect the education of children in the state of Texas and here in the city of Houston to make sure that we're creating those spaces and really kind of rethinking and reframing how we address education. One of my passions in my research, so I work at Lamar University also as an assistant professor. And so I do a lot on kind of equity awareness and racial equity to how we can kind of change the pedagogies and the mindsets and the frameworks that our teachers are using to make sure that we're creating a system that is culturally relevant, that meets the needs of every learner. And I think once we begin to do that, we will start to see gains. But to your point, I think the problem with education in general is so pervasive because it's not just what happens in the school systems, right? It's the communities that are surrounding it. It's the economic injustices that are happening. So you have so many other different things that affect what happens before the child actually walks
Like
into
redlining.
the building. Yes, absolutely. So there's a lot to kind of pull apart and pack it, but from my little, I guess, window into improvement, and my goal is to really kind of address just the mindsets that got us here and how we can start to bring that awareness of equity so we can start to change that.
So you mentioned a little earlier about the achievement gap between African American Hispanics and their white counterparts. So why are these? Why is there such a gap, do you believe?
So I believe that the way that we currently teach and instruct is to work with the majority population. And we haven't necessarily adjusted it to meet the individual needs of the child.
So can I stop right there? So
Sure.
you just said the majority population in the state of Texas. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Wouldn't that be the Hispanic population?
Yes. So when I say majority, let me specify the majority of people in power. So
Okay.
I'll put it that way.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
So because when we look at, and that's another issue, the power dynamics that happen. So when people in power consistently create policies and practices that encourage that and continue that lineage, so to speak, that you consistently see a group of students that's going to be successful. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that every child can't be successful. We just have to, as educators, be able to adjust what we do and how we do it, and most importantly, the why we do it. So I talk a lot about doing the hard work to create the hard work to make sure that we're ensuring that every child that walks through the building is successful.
Indeed. I like that. The hard work is for the hard work.
Yes.
I love it. You're listening to Access Houston, talking to Dr. Kelly Brown, the founder of the Texas Teachers Academy. Why is this so important to you?
For a couple of reasons. One is I have 4 beautiful girls that are going through the school system. So I not only have to be an advocate for them, but I want to be an advocate for all children who look, act, and think like them as well. As an educator myself, I like to want to put forth in the universe things that I wish I had known when I had started.
Yeah.
And, we learn a lot from our successes and our failures. And I want to make sure and take the things that I've learned to hopefully help better educate the next generation, or help create better leaders who are able to take on that task to where they're able to better educate the next generation.
Indeed. Dr. Kelly Brown, you are amazing. So can you tell us about some things that you've got going on? Tell us about South by Southwest EDU.
Okay, so we just applied to present at South by Southwest, and
That's funny you mentioned that. I just got an email from the people at South by Southwest, like just this morning, about press credentials. So for March.
Yeah.
So funny that you mentioned that, like literally.
That's perfect timing.
Yeah.
And we're excited about the opportunity. And the presentation was called Reclaiming Kids' Time. So kind of off of,
a little nod to Maxine Waters.
Yes, exactly. And but it's really just going to kind of discuss some of the things that we said to kind of bringing that equity awareness or equity consciousness so that we can use that to start to make intentional changes into the system that will support the learners of each child.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Which week of South by would it be? Would it be the first week, like when they do television, film, and all of that? And okay, all right. Because I went to my first time going was this year, and I did the music week, and it was quite the experience, but nothing for my audience because I was covering for Magic 102, which is our sister station. I do the Quiet Storm there, and I was struggling trying to find some R&B, and so I discovered Watch the Duck and a couple of other acts for Magic, but I said next year it'll have to be that first week when they, talking
Right.
tech and movies and
Yeah.
educations and all of that. I can get more content there. And so this is exciting. That's a huge platform, Dr. Brown.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited for the opportunity, and I feel comfortable being able to speak about things that I'm passionate about. So just if given the opportunity to be able to share kind of the message, and more importantly, to have people who listen kind of realize that that we have to understand how equity plays a part from early childhood through K-12 through higher education, so we can start to equalize the platform and the gains that we want our children to see.
Indeed. Oh, Dr. Brown, a special place in heaven for you. Where can people get more information about the Texas Teachers Academy, and just to follow you and everything that you're doing?
Yeah, so my Twitter is at Dr. K.A. Brown, and you can find Texas Teacher Academy on Facebook and Instagram. We also have a Twitter, Texas Teacher ACA. And so I would love for anybody to follow, to share, and just, ask questions and learn more. I'm available for the conversation, those crucial conversations that we need to
Indeed.
have.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you'll come back on the program when it comes close to South by?
Absolutely. I would love to.
Okay. So you heard it. I'm going to hold you to it. Rodney, you too, brother. Dr. Kelly Brown, the founder of the Texas Teacher Academy. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming back my man Ken White, the founder and CEO of Gulf Coast. Jesus, if I can get that right. My tongue and mouth ain't working. Gulf Coast organization. Ken, welcome back, brother.
Thank you for having
back
us.
again for another season, man. And you brought the future with you, huh?
Absolutely.
Got some kids from the organization. So, we'll say what's up, everybody. Y'all just say hi to everybody.
What's up?
You already know.
All right, you already know. Look at y'all. They was waiting to do that. They had that plan.
Chloe.
Mr. White, tell me about, for those who may not be familiar, because we get so many people that move to Houston, and you guys have only been here once. You were here this past spring, but tell people about the Gulf Coast organization and what you all's mission is.
Absolutely. We are a nonprofit community organization, and our focus is to help our young scholars to prepare for college and for the careers thereafter. So we provide a host of invaluable resources to our scholars to help them not only matriculate through high school, but be better prepared to make the decision on what they're going to do after high school, whether it be college, military, or a formal trade school. So we just try to do our part in making sure we're making positive impact in our communities.
Did you just use a DJ JQ Pimparelli term, matriculate? I've never heard nobody else besides DJ JQ say
that's an official
matriculate.
word, man. It's an official word.
Matriculate. So, y'all, welcome to y'all. Go around the table, introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, young Chloe.
My name is Chloe, and I'm the daughter, and
Good morning.
good morning.
My name is Rayla.
My name is Kiana.
My name is Sephora.
My name is Damari.
My name's Evan.
All right, guys. Damari tried to put that bass on like he was doing my other show, the Quiet Storm. Okay, girls, you can pull that mic up. So, guys, to whoever wants to take this first, how did you all find out about Gulf Coast organization, and what made you want to be a part of it? Go ahead.
My dad is best
Go up to the
friends
mic.
with Brother Ken. My dad's best friend's Brother Ken, and so he had introduced me to the organization, and it's a good way to start off your high school with the good.
A head start, like
Yeah.
a good or a little support system to help you out. Okay. Anyone else? How'd you find out about it?
Me and Brother Ken, we go to church together, and my mom, she's like, I guess, kind of tight I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So she told me about his organization, and I thought it was a pretty good organization. It teaches you about networking and community projects and stuff like that.
Cool.
Well, I found out because it was it was a Saturday, and one of my friends said he was going to teen court on a Wednesday. So I was
Teen
like,
court?
Yeah, I was like, what's teen court? I was like, and so he told me about it. I was like, I want to go. They said they had tacos and stuff, and I like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you was there first. Okay. You like me. Like, I'm here for the food.
So,
Go ahead.
So I went, and I really enjoyed myself, not just because of tacos, but it was real fun to hang out with everybody outside of church. So ever since then, I just kept going, and I had fun every single time I went.
Cool.
I learned
Go,
about
get up to it. Yeah, you got to get up to it. Yeah.
I learned about it by going to church with Brother Ken and my dad, because they're best friends. So I learned about how to know how to do things in certain ways. And since I'm in middle school, I'm not in that program, but I'm still feel a part of it, even though I'm not in high school.
Yeah.
What she's saying, she's not in teen court, but she's a GCO scholar. She just can't participate in the teen court program until she gets to high school. So this is a small group of our scholars that we have, and I've been fortunate to have relationships with some of their parents, as well as some of these kids like Mr. Evan. He's been with me for years now. We just lost 3 of our scholars going to, well, we didn't lose them. We lost them with the monthly activities because they'll now be going on to college. So they'll be some of our scholar graduates. And so, but these kids I've been knowing, most of them, actually all of them, since they were knee highs, what the old folks would say. So.
Nice. You listen to Access Houston. We're talking to Ken White, who's the CEO and founder of GCO, which is Gulf Coast Organization. Got the group of kids who traveled to D.C. this summer. I bet that was a lot of fun, huh?
A bunch of fun.
A bunch of fun. So tell me about the activities that you all did in D.C. I won't mention the obvious yet, but I want to hear what was it that you saw that stood out?
We went to Howard University, and it was a historically black university, and it stood out because Chadwick Boseman went there. And
T'Challa.
Yeah. And it was just a really nice school, and it produces stars. So yeah.
Okay. Facts. Anybody else?
I liked it because a lot of the presidential people went there, like Barack Obama, and a lot of government people. And so it's like, if you want to be in law or something, you would kind of want to go there.
Or in government, yeah.
My favorite part was about the trip was gotta be the money. I can't remember, where did we go? It was where they make all the money at.
Oh,
and
the print.
when
the
I
Treasury?
Out, yeah,
Yeah,
when
the
I found
Bureau
out,
of Printing and Engraving.
yeah, when I found out that they make all that money, like they make $6,400,000 a day. It was really interesting because I like money, and just to see they touch all that money in one day, every day, and it's like a hard job to do, and the backstory behind it and how they like every 10 years they come up with a new design, and then they put in a lot of work to do it. It was real interesting to me.
That's dope. You just told me something. How about you, bro?
My best part, I think, was the Capitol, because we saw like all the pictures and statues of all the historical people, and the Martin Luther King Memorial. That one was good.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. So you all got to go to the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. What did it feel like? Because I know, we've all grown up in school, and they teach us about, Martin Luther King. Even though when he was alive, they didn't like him too much, but we honor him. What was it that you liked about the memorial, or anything that you learned, or anything that stood out for you at the MLK Memorial, since he's just that big figure for Black Americans?
That we saw him in actual life, like in a statue. So, not actually seeing it in pictures, but in seeing it in actual life made it seem more exciting to see, and that the signature on the statue is always there. You got to see how the signature of him looked like on the statue. It was just amazing to see.
Which is cool.
It must have been hard for the person to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you all get to go? I don't know. Did you all get to go to the African American
We
Museum?
did. It was really awesome.
Okay, now let's get into that because I haven't been yet, but my brothers and I we're all gonna take our families, and in October we're gonna go that second weekend in October. So I'm excited for that. But tell me, what should I be looking forward to?
I would say there's a lot to see.
Yeah,
A lot.
a lot,
Yeah.
huh? Did you guys start on the bottom and work your way up, or
yes.
yes?
Bottom up.
Okay,
There was
Because
this,
it won't
there was
make
this-
sense unless
you start at the bottom,
There
right?
was also this thing. It was a story about this man. He was in Mississippi, and he whistled at a white girl.
Emmett Till.
Y'all learned about Emmett Till.
Yeah, and so,
Oh,
like,
that.
They ripped out his tongue and his eyes. And it was like very sad, and we were about to eat.
Mm.
It was kind of disturbing.
But
Did it? Go
the
ahead.
crazy thing is like the white lady that said that he whistled at her, she said that he didn't.
Yeah.
Now
it was,
she wanted
it was
to
like
wait and
it
say
was
that
like
she
70
didn't.
years later
That
she
made
said
me
that
so
she didn't
mad.
that he didn't do it.
Yeah,
It was another guy.
yeah,
And he
that,
died at 14.
Yeah.
and that's sad. How did it make you feel to see how they treated us as human beings?
That made me feel bad because personally, I'm 14, and if that ever happened to me, for my family, I couldn't deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing all the persecution just because the color of your skin,
It's stupid,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yeah.
It really is stupid. Yeah. Anything else that stood out? What else should I be looking forward to when I go?
The museum part, like
Mhm.
the fourth floor, I think that was very historical because it had like all the black musicians, like Prince and Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and all of the people that I personally like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good people.
My favorite part about the museum was the music part. I don't like music, but I like music, but
I was about to say, you don't like music.
I don't like music. Like I wouldn't want to do music, but when I seen they were doing, it was like a feature
Mm-hmm.
of them doing the step, and like you can do the step with them. So I was doing the step, like you know how to do the step show, and I was doing it with them. And step is really what helped. I don't know how to say it, but just step to me is really interesting to see that you can show more through doing moves than do saying words. If that makes sense.
So I take it that you may probably be a part of a Greek organization when you get to college, huh?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
Also, make sure you have a lot of money because the cafe is very expensive.
The cafe, the food was like $30 for like a plate of food and a drink.
And it was $7 for some chips. Like I can go to the dollar store and get it for $1.
Right, you can get some Flaming Hots for 99 cents. What do you say?
I spent $4 on a Gatorade.
That's what Chloe said. Bring a lot of money.
And then he walked out. And then he walked out of the museum and got a Gatorade for $2.
See,
Nah,
you listen to
I
Access
tried to
Houston.
play
We're
off
talking to
that.
the children of Gulf Coast Organization. We're talking about their summer tour to Washington, D.C. A recap. Man, it's a lot of fun. Now, you all reside out of Fort Bend County, basically. No?
We're in Harris County.
You're in Harris
Yeah.
County as well. So what do the parents think? They listen like, let me get my child,
Yeah.
signed up.
Well, the
Find out
beauty
about it.
about our organization doesn't matter where you live. You have access to us, and one of the things that we're doing this year, we're reaching out to other areas, whether it be schools or other organizations that are looking for GCO to come in and establish some things with their kids, so that so they can also be affiliated with our organization as scholars. 'Cause
Indeed.
the resources don't stop, so
Yeah.
we can bring the resources to you.
Yeah, indeed. And with the new school year coming upon us, things are going to get interesting. Man, thank y'all for coming on and telling me about your trip and what I need to look forward to when I go to the museum. Y'all got any shout outs? Y'all want to say what's up to anybody?
What's up, Mom?
You already know. Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. You already.
You know,
What's up, Raylan?
Okay.
Shout out my family.
Shout out to my friends that went on the trip. Big facts, you already know.
That's it?
Shout out to my friends at school, Morton Ranch High School.
You already know.
Hado High School.
Shout out to McDonald's Junior High.
And Ken, can you tell the people how to get in touch with you, where they need to go to get more information on
Absolutely.
GCO?
We're on Facebook and Instagram at Connect2GCO. That's the number 2 GCO. You can also go to our website at connect2gco.org. You can also, if you're interested in finding out how you can get your scholar involved with us, you can also email us at gulfcoastorg@gmail.com.
Indeed. Hey, thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Y'all finally opened up. I'm glad. So thank y'all.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thanks for coming to the reception.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for listening to Access Houston.
We'll be back with more Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.